Hello card fighters and welcome to Vanguard Jossu, and my name is Jossu. So I'm gonna give you a quick intro because we have news about the rest of the Overtriggers for Kedar Sanctuary, Stoicheia, and Brant Gate. So in this video, I want to talk about the Overtriggers and how do they work and what are their effects, and maybe give you some of my thoughts. And with that in mind, let's get started. So to start things off, let's first talk about overtriggers and how they work. So overtriggers are pretty much trigger cards, and trigger cards are cards that activate their effects during the drive check or the damage check. So that is when my Vanguard attacks or my Vanguard gets attacked respectively. So there are a couple of differences between the normal triggers and the overtriggers. One example is that normal triggers can have up to 4 copies while the overtriggers can only have up to 1. And another example, another difference, is that normal triggers only can activate their additional effects during the drive check and the damage check, while the overtriggers can activate their additional effects only during the drive check. So, to know what these additional effects are, we're going to look at each and every single one of the overtriggers to know what they can do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And so let's go to the effects. So since we're talking about the effects, I'm not going to talk about the normal effect that each overtrigger has, and that they give 100 million power instead of the normal plus 10k power. So I'm going to go through their additional effects and maybe give some of my thoughts. So first, we're going to Cray Elemental's overtrigger, and that is Olbaria. So Olbaria's second effect is that they give another unit plus 100 million power. So you can give the first 100 million power to your Vanguard and then the second 100 million power to your rear guard, and that's your choice, and do whatever you want. And yeah, it's the start deck card too, so it's not as good as the others in my opinion. So speaking of which, let's go into the nation exclusive overtriggers, and let's start things off in Dragon Empire with Drag Veda. And Drag Veda's effect is its additional effect is that you get to restand your Vanguard. So ideally, once you get this overtrigger, you give the 100 million power to your Vanguard, and then you get to restand it, so you get to attack again with 100 million power. And since Dragon Empire is going to be more Vanguard centric, if I'm not mistaken, this is a pretty good effect for them. So yeah, I have no complaints, just like the rest of them. So next is the Dark States one. He has a pretty complicated name, and I'm going to call him Galmageheld or Galmagheld, or I don't know. But its additional effect is that they give all of your Vanguards plus 10k power and plus 1 critical for the rest of the entire game. So when you get to drive this, it gives a lot of pressure to your opponent. And that's very good because you get to swing it your Vanguard even without a Persona ride for 23,000 power plus 1 critical, so that's 2 critical, so you get to check 2 damage. And yeah, that's pretty good too. And you still get to keep the effects after re-riding, so that's very good. So yeah, it's also very positive for this one. So next is that we're going to Kedar Sanctuary. So for Kedar Sanctuary, we have Armatinoa. So Armatinoa has the additional effect that gives your front row rearguard units the drive ability. So that means you can perform drive checks with your rearguards as well. So which is very good, especially for Kedar Sanctuary, because for example, Bastion has most likely a front row filled with grade 3s. So you're going to attack for with twin drive for 3 times. So as a Kedar Sanctuary main, I'm very happy with this. So anyway, we're going to the next overtrigger card, and that is for Stoicheia. So for Stoicheia, we have Bless Favor. And Bless Favor's additional effect is that they give you a card. So you draw a card, you give the front row plus 10,000 power. One of your units gets an additional critical, so that's critical plus 1. And if you have more damage than your opponent, you get to heal. So it's a very good Overtrigger effect too. And other people online said that this Overtrigger is pretty much all the triggers combined. So yeah, I'm very positive about it too, especially with the multi-attack clan like Stoicheia. So yeah, I'm very positive with this too. And lastly, we're going to talk about Brantgate's Overtrigger, and that is Elbow Breath. And Elbow Breath's additional effect is that they give everyone in the front row double the power and double the critical. So you're swinging every attack with a lot of power and a lot of critical. So yeah, that's giving a lot of pressure to your opponent. And for Brantgate, I think that's pretty good because Brantgate's a control deck, as far as I know. And yeah, it gives your opponent less options to defend because they give so much pressure that you have to like defend or block. But yeah, I'm going over with this, but what I'm pretty much saying is that this Overtrigger is pretty good too. So yeah, let's go to the conclusion. So in conclusion, I'm happy with all of the Overtrigger's effects. So yeah, and the only thing that we're missing is Lyrical Monasterio's Overtrigger, and that's going to come out later this year. So let's wait for that, huh? So yeah, anyway, there's nothing much to say here, so I'm gonna go on a tangent and say the Kedr one's really my favorite because yes, I'm probably biased because I'm a Kedr main, but I just like the idea of getting more cards because yeah, I like to drive a lot of cards. It's comfortable for me to have a lot of cards in my hand. So yeah, that's pretty much why I really love the Kedr Sanctuary Overtrigger. So yeah, other than that, that's gonna be it for the rest of this video. So if you like the video, you can hit the like if you want, hit the subscribe button if you want, and maybe ring the notification bell. It's your choice. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments down below. And yeah, if you noticed, I have a haircut too, so I'm gonna keep this hairstyle for a while as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. So again, this is Vanguard Jossu, and my name is Jossu, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.